Hi, Venkat. Hello.
Hey, hi, Dhruv.
Yeah, we will be waiting. I think we'll wait for 2-3 minutes, then I'll just present, right? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm putting it on the social media. So give me a couple of minutes and then we will
Sure,
start.
sure. Sure.
Hi, Imran.
Yeah, hi Venkat. Hi Dhruv. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks. How are you?
Good, good.
The floor is open for networking. Anybody want to talk or discuss with Dhruv anything? Feel free to unmute yourself and talk. I'm also there. This is Venkatesh joining from Dubai. Dhruv is joining from Delhi.
Hi, Ramit.
Hey, hi, Dhruv.
Hey, hi, Ramit. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Venkatesh.
Hi, everyone. The floor is open for networking. We have Ramit joining from Kolkata. Thanks, Ramit, for joining. He's an MVP. And this is Venkatesh joining from Dubai. Anybody has any questions, we feel free to unmute yourself and ask. I hope you all guys have been through the recording of earlier session, or some of you might have attended the our previous session, which Dhruv has taken. So Dhruv will take you through those again once, and once everything is done, and he will start the hands-on sessions for customer trans report. I think Dhruv, you can start presenting your screen.
Sure. Is it visible? Uh, is it visible to everyone?
It just stopped. It was sharing earlier, but now it stopped.
Is it? Is it now?
Yes, now we can see.
Yes. Yeah. Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. Thank you for taking time over the weekend and joining. So today our session is on ER export session, how to recognize data sources, tables, data types was our previous session. And today we are going to discuss on custtrans report. Go to our next slide, Drew, please. And hope you all know about Register User UGME group. And we are based out of Dubai, and we are doing our multiple sessions or webinars from past year. And we have today's session, which is focused on electronic reporting. So this is the second session of three sessions, and our presenter today is Mr. Dhruv, and our upcoming session will be, we are doing an in-person summit of Dubai, that is AI and Copilot Summit, that is happening on Jan 24th, and it is in Microsoft Office. Anybody who is around or anywhere want to travel, please do join, and we will we'll soon share the registration details or our social media. And views expressed by the speakers do not represent views from employees or Microsoft. Contest or demo data and lab environments are used for these events. Any recordings coming off the session should not be applied to production environment directly and should be in sandbox environment tested. The session will be recorded on Teams, and if you do not wish to consent the part of the recording, this is the good time to disconnect. Next slide, please, Drew. So we are on social media. You want to join us on LinkedIn and subscribe to us on YouTube. You have the QR codes, and we have totally 1,200 plus members globally, and we are increasing. And the group is managed by me and supported by Umesh Pandit. And our past record sessions you can see in our YouTube channel. This is our channel, and all our sessions are uploaded in our YouTube. So today it is ER hands-on session on custtrans customer report, and Dhruv will be taking care of the session. Next slide. So Dhruv, you can reach him on the email ID, and he is a Microsoft certified professional, 8+ years on Dynamics 365, AX 2009, 2012, and F&O, and he is available on the LinkedIn page. Over to you, Dhruv.
Thank you, Venkat. So first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity again, and would like to continue. I think more people are joining us. Okay. So in previous session that I just be sharing my screen to that. Hold on a sec, please. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Dhruv.
Yeah. So in the previous session, we have uh, covered that how many of the data types are available in Dynamics 365, what in which situation and how you recognize from the front end, how you can recognize that what table is it as a data source, what type of record list, what is the difference between a record and record list, those things that we have covered. And for better clarity, you can please go through with the recording, right? So moreover, we have covered with that. We have also talked about the hierarchy, that what is the architecture of ER, that is well known to most of us. That is also that we have covered a little bit of that so that everything will be in the same place. Now, this time we'll be just talking about a report basically based on the customer transaction, that how we can do it. So we will just take few fields of that so that it won't be that long and it won't take that much of time. So first of all, as we have covered that there is a requirement of data model, then followed by model mapping, then we have to create our format. Now it is a similar between that what is the difference between ERN and SSRS? You most of you guys have just covered of it, or sometimes that somebody have asked this question or you want to cover this up. So at the back end, I would like to just cover this up. The ER basically is the extended version of SSRS. It is being used the same frame from the back end, but it is better from the designing side. as compared to SSRS. And at the very same time, SSRS has some features in it where you can export into multiple formats like PDF, Excel, and so and so. Whereas in ER, it has the ability to create one of those formats, including JSON, also XML. But the thing is, we have to select one of those while working on the format. And as per the SSRS and ER, as there are some limitations as well as, so there are some drawbacks which has not been taken care from the Microsoft side, which is a bug as usual from the SSRS days, that if the parameters of the body or whatever the format, let's say it's a, A4 size page, if the uh, measurement was not taken care, so it will go on the next page. Similarly, it is with the same with ER. So that also needs to be taken care while you are printing or designing a new document print. Uh, so let's start with that. So there is a button called Create Configuration. So when we click here, we have a root. So root means from scratch, that that we are starting from the root. So it has to be selected by this. We just give a name like, let's say, custtrans model. We give this name. I just noticed that it has not been configured, so let's first configure it. So as this is a pure vanilla, so what we'll do is that we'll go into configuration provider, we'll create new, give a name and save it. Set as active. In order to do your own, this needs to be done. This is a priority to make one. Now we'll create new. As you can see, this test is coming now because we set it active. We have also covered this. This is the initial step to do set, that how to configure it. Now we have a model created. Let's go inside the designer. Now here, what we have covered in the last, that what sort of data types it's supposed to be. So that we will be covering here, right? So first let's duplicate it and go into customers. Any sales order we can pick, that which is invoiced. Then we'll select the customer. Let's take this one. Let's go to this customer. Now, when this customer has transactions, let's focus on the transactions. And now just filter with, let's say, invoice number should not be blank. It's not blank. So we have all the invoice details here. So now the data set is ready. So what we'll do is that first of all, we'll select the date information. So this is the field translate and the constraint. Now same we will be doing there. So now first of all thing is to make a root which is going to be, now we'll add one record list. record list as a table or multiple records, right? We'll add under child. Now we will add those fields. So what field we have seen here is translate, right? So it is of a date type. Date. For any name you can give, there is a label also. You can give date, that is also fine. When you save it by Alt S, it will starting to show like that. So this is label for that. We'll add the invoice. This is invoice. As we have covered, every sort of item, invoice, uh, site ID, or warehouse ID, voucher, so those comes under string. So invoice, and we don't need to give any that length here. It is generic. Same, we will save it the moment we do. Let's take voucher and then followed by amount. So I know the fields is voucher only, and then I will see the amount cur, right? So this is in USD. I believe we can, okay, amount cur, and we can also see currency. So same, voucher is a string, so string. Amount cur is not a string, so it is real, as we have covered in last. So we have this. Now we'll make customer name. It is again a string. We have covered everything in last. Now the main thing is customer account, which is again a string. So now we have customer account, name, date, invoice, voucher, and amount. We can also add currency. Currency is also string, but we'll see the field will be currency code. Yeah. So let's save it and go into model map. So now here we have to select our data model, which we have created multiple. You can create multiple as you have requirements. So that starts from the roots. You can select multiple if you have multiple reports or you want to make one model only. So you can do it. That is there. The functionality is available. Name given like custtrans.
Hi, Dhruv. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
yeah, please.
Uh, could you please enable the navigation bar so that we'll be aware in which module you are there. So we'll get to know.
So this module is basically organization administration, and
Ah.
there are two ways to reach here. One is
Mm-hmm.
directly from the workspace, it is electronic reporting,
Hmm.
or other way is to go from the organization administration followed
Hmm.
by ER.
No, I'm asking in the future management, we have a navigation. We have an option to enable the navigation bar so that in the top right hand left hand side, it will show in which model will we are there, what we are doing. Everything will get
No,
to know
we
there.
are only that will do for sure, but what I'm telling that most of these people are aware that where we are electronic reporting, it lies in the organization administration only. I
Oh,
got it. What you're saying that it's supposed to show here, right? That feature is
yeah, correct.
enabled. The
Yeah.
path will be shown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next time we'll do it, but it is just the electronic reporting. Sorry,
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dhruv. That's fine. Thank you.
right? So where were we? Yes, we were just covering the. Sorry, we'll give a name, model mapping. You can give a name or description, same as usual. Okay, the main thing is to select the direction. As we have covered, it is very much mandatory, or you say that is a very valid point. So when we are exporting the data, it's supposed to be selected model. That means we are when we are getting into any format, or when you're importing the data from anywhere, then it's supposed to be selected as destination. So as we are exporting the data, then model and save it. The moment we save it, designer will come into picture. Now everything is here. As you can see that what model we have created, not the root one, but root is starting to show here, that root definition. And underneath that, we have prepared this uh, record list, then followed by these are. Now, if you wonder that if we want to cover, we just need to click on the show details. So it will be starting to show that what type of that we have created here. Like was record list, then we have real string, string, string date, and then followed by these are. And also at the very same time that we know that which table we are picking it from. Like this is the custtrans table, which is from the customer transactions screen, right? So from the backend, mostly the table is used as the first four characters or first let four uh, alphabet bytes to be taken and followed by the last one. Just like custtrans, ventrans, inventrans for inventory. So now what we have to do here is, first of all, we'll create one empty container. We give a name like table records, and we will add underneath the table in it. It's just a sort of a folder so that it will be organized. So, and one thing, please make sure when you're working on it, just to disable this. I mean to say, just to collapse this so that you won't be confusing yourself while working on it. So this table records will be selecting for multiple records for single for the table. Table records, click here and then add, not add root. Add root will make out of this folder. Now this folder, the table we know, it's custtrans, you can copy from here or you can type it. We know this is the table. You can also filter that out. Enable ask for query. Now, what are the differences here? The cross company is basically for multiple legal entities data that you want to have for multiple. There is a scenario that you want to build a report to getting all of these legal entities across it, the data from. So you can just enable it. And enabling this, you will get the data then cross company. Ask for query basically that works on your indexing, right? So it gives you a query where the main field will get filtered based on this. So it's auto-populated. Then there is integration point. So integration point basically is something that enables it, mainly that we do some coding. So from the code, I have to import something so that it's supposed to be turned on. So it's sort of a you can say a flag which needs to be on in order to use in the coding. So I'll just directly consume it while importing, writing down any import, or if I'm just making any changes for applying any filter directly. Also, it is available. The sample code is available on the MS Learn. So any technical if you want to explore it, so it is there only. And there is also option to select the fields that you only need to select some fields so that it won't be slow. So that is also there. But in this case, what happens is, let's say that if I select amount curve that I wanted, this field, I added it, I save it, went back. When I click OK, it will be added. But the catch is that there won't be anything else. That means that if I want to use any method of a table, which is again a reusable program, so that I can't use it. So for that, I had to, again edit it and select the fields. I basically need to delete the selected ones. That means sort of a removal. Save it and come back and then just click OK. So now it has everything. As you can see that it is sort of a messy here. So there is a thing called group view. The moment you click on the group view, as per the title, as per the elements, it will collapse and just make a group view with that. Now you can see that the moment I expanded it, the fields starting to show in a segregated way, separated from all of these methods. Now these are the methods I was talking about. These are the reusable. Some of those are based on parametric. That means some of these methods required values in order to pass on in order to get something. And there are different types of parameters. There are different types of same as data types. There are different types of methods which basically works as a program or return something. These are relation basically the table relation 1:n, 1:1 that works the way like A and B. You can read it more into technical way from the that you may have Google also. So you'll get to know that what are these 1:n, 1:1. 1:1 is that say that one table has single record and we wants to pull the information. So we can also do that by using that. One is too many, as in let's say that sales order header, there is one record, but in the line there are multiple lines. So that is 1:n. Then we have financial dimension. This is basically that pulling out the dimensions values, but that is also have to bind with the mapping in order to do that. So that's a specific document available on MS Learn for ER using it. You can also have it there. You can just go through with that. Now, this is a straightforward. Now, if you want to just
Excuse me.
make sure, yeah,
Can we use product dimensions here as well, along with financial dimension? If we want to group some of the data with respect to product dimension, is that possible?
that is possible, but product dimension has a different table. So that starts with equals and so and so. So first you have to what I advise is that requirement can be run on SQL first. So that is sort of a blueprint. If you know that you can open your sysstable browser, it is very much available. Any functional can use it. So you can go there, you try to filter that out. The table is automatically how that capture in we covered in the last session. Right click on that form and you get to know that which table is it from here and there. Open into that table browser, this table browser, then try to filter with the data. Then you see that okay, that how it is getting filtered and this is how you can just manage it. So same tables you can add here and try to group. So group functionality is also available. So you can group it, bind it, or
Okay.
whatever the manipulation you want to do with the data, you can do it.
So that's possible also with the product
Yes,
dimensions
yes.
as well, right?
Yeah. Other than tables, you can also use data entities here. That is also a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Can I give one example and you can just confirm me? Because if we have a customer and we have a products with the product models, okay, but we have the data in a dimension. For example, sizes, okay.
Hmm.
We want
You're
to
talking about
group the
variance. You're talking about
yes,
variance.
yes, just sizes is in the dimension with the variance,
Hmm.
okay, and
Okay.
we want that products to be grouped with respect to the sizes, like how
That
many
can be
sizes
done.
have been, yeah,
No, no, that can be done.
okay,
So there will be the grouping will be applied on the first of all item because that is the item first, then followed by the variance, which consists of the size. because there is a variant code,
Okay.
right? When you go into there, when you go on the line, you have to, there is a product, I think, yes, there is a product on the line details, product tab. So
Okay.
from there, you will selecting it like the size and so and so. The moment whatever you're selecting from the front end, it will also be capturing from the back end. Data will be prepared. So based on that, you can apply your grouping. But you have to
So
know
this
that what is the data source.
okay, okay. So this ERE is not only related to the based on the financial accounts and financial structure. It can also pull the data from the all
Yes,
the ERE
yes, yes,
ERP. Okay, okay.
yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes. So we have just okay. So back to the topic. So we now we have to basically filter as we did here that just only the invoicing will show. So for that we have a calculated field. It is seems like the global variable. Now what is global variable? That means that once you create it, so you can use it everywhere, right? So you don't need to just rely on something that it is not as, so it is a reusable property. So as we'll add enter the same. So what we'll do that first we will be creating one empty container. Yeah, on this calculated field underneath we'll create one. Uh, the calculated field will always be start from dollar. So that's a best practice. So you will get recognized that these are the calculated fields. So let's take custtrans invoice, edit formula. So just like that, I did it here, that I basically is not and then blank, that it shouldn't be blank. So similarly, we will be applying this logic here. So there is a function called filter, and the filter syntax, as you also have formulas in Excel. Similarly, we have here also in the formula designer to know more that you have what sort of functions available, date, time, or integer list. So there are here. You just need to click here on those and just click on learn more. You will get to know. It will basically redirect to the MS Learn, and you will have examples and how to do it with that. And if you are on the formula designer, but you got to know that how to use it, so you just need to press Control plus space. So you know that what is the syntax, how to use it. So filter, then list, and then condition. Now what is list here? List is record list. So we have created one record list here, which is again the table records, right? So we'll select it, and sometimes it shows directly here. Sometimes we have three dots. So here this add data source. So this will be the path and then comma. Now there the condition. So we'll expand it. To search it better, just Control F and then invoice, or better to group view, so that table fields will get segregated and it will be easy to find. Invoice is this. So after the comma, click here and then right. Now this is not. So what we have used here is the standard filter that is not. Similarly, if you have to write here not, this is not. This is the symbol that it understands. In X++, we write not as in this, and the same it works with SQL. If you there are more senior people that sitting here that working with technical for a long time, they also know that how to write queries. So they might have aware of it. So this is the syntax. That's it. Let's just click on test. It will save us save. The moment it is not coming under the error, it is working fine. So now it is the error that said it cannot be tested because it's a data list container. Other than that, if it is returning anything in Boolean, which means anything related to a flag or that number or date. So it would have give us that opportunity to test it here right here on the right hand side. So this is fine. Save it and just come back to the previous screen. Select OK. Now we have our calculated field. So let's just forget about the table records now. This is our new record list. As you can see, it is returning record list, and it starts to show formula. If you just click on again show details, so there won't be anything, but I would recommend you to turn it on so that you will have the details with you, that what sort of data type is it and what is it returning. It is also showing the formula at the very same time, right? Now it is now the same table but with the condition, similarly that we have done here in front end. So now let's map it, bind it. So this first binding is going to be with the top. This is done. Then we have amount, which is amount curve, bind. Then we have currency. Let's go to currency code, bind. And then we have customer account. So there is customer account, customer name. For the customer name, we have to do something. We'll have to use the method. So let's go into relations. Let's check cust table here. Is not showing. Let's find it out. It is showing or not. I think it is not. Customer bank account is there. Customer, oh yeah, here is. There is this cust table. So for that, what we'll do basically, we will create one more calculated field underneath, or so that it has the field. So add dollar. Sorry, my hands is freezing. For that, we'll do the same as we did now. Relations minus to 1. Customers. So this is the customer master table, by the way. And underneath this, the method is there. There is a method called name. This one. We will do the add to data source. Save it. Then also test it. See, this is what I was telling, that if it is returning anything which can be tested, this will give this. So let's say my name. So this will return my name. So it is tested. If the name will be there, so it will returning this. So it is tested. Fine. So let's just go on the previous screen. Okay. Now, if you can see that we have added underneath this by clicking on selecting both of these, then clicked on add. If I would have clicked on the add route, so this would be on a different trail. So as you can see, it is also returning a string direct value. So I will click here and directly click here. Both are string, and then bind. That's how you can do it also. Then we have date. This is trans date, date, bind it, invoice. voucher in the end. So our binding is done. Let's save it and let's validate it. So there is no error, no warnings, fine. Everything looks fine. So let's just save it and go back to the previous screen. And here we can try to run it. So as I've told you that enabling that query will give us this opportunity. So if you can just that filter it out any customer on that customer that we have, so it will basically give us one XML. So in that XML we can see the values tested here. But for that, what we'll do basically, we will save it and just make our own Excel. The model and model mapping done. Now we'll just proceed with the format. So now it has to be select the format based on the data model so that it will get all the values of the model and it will be connected. Or you can say Excel. Test configuration has already been taken up. We'll select from here the Excel data model and the version that we just saved. Create configuration. Before doing that, so we have to prepare our Excel template. Now this Excel template basically is based out of lines that we have covered. Now you might be confusing on one term is record list or table records or data source. Everything is same. Now only difference between is the table and table records. The table is having single record. Table record is having multiple records. Same with the record list. So now in this Excel, the different term will be used, which is the range or lines, right? So for that, what we'll do is that first of all, we'll give the name here. The name we have used customer code. Customer name. Then we had invoice. Then we have voucher. And long before than that, we had date. And then we have amount. And yes, we also have currency. So I think before amount, right? So this is we got. Now this is for us to understand that that these are the fields. Similarly, what we can do is we have to name these in order to understand that it is basically having the right. For that, what we'll do is we will give these names. Naming manager. One window should also come at the top, which is not coming. That from there you can also give the name from. But okay, let us select here. Formula, create from selection. Top row, okay. Now the same name has been given to the below fields, which will be binded in our format. And in order to check it, we'll go to name manager. You can see here, these are that. In order to check, click on edit anyone. Let's say select this, see, automatic selected. So that name has been given. Now a range has to be finalized. That means now these are the fields, but what about the record list? So in order to create a record list, we have to select here and give a name. Lines. The lines are also selected, right? Let's check it once. Yeah, seems like fine. Let's just save it, setting that custtrans. Desktop. Let's make one folder here. It is saved. Let's close it. Now we'll have to go inside into the designer. And after that, or better, what we'll do is first we will import it. Now there is a create element, it will automatically create it. We have Excel, sheet, lines, everything is here. So let's just bind it. This line and this we bind it, and followed by what is this currency, right? Oh, sorry, customer code. And we have name, and we have date, and we have invoice number, and we have voucher, currency second last, then we have amount. That's it. Now you just save it, right? When we run it, there's options from here. Likewise, I said that this will come later on also. I will take the customer code. Okay, I'll have to go back. Let's run it. It is asking to save. Let's save into the same. Let's open it. It has some data. Here we go. So you selected one customer. This is the customer. This is the name. This is the date. I think date needs to be fixed. From here we can say short date. And these are the vouchers. So I think this is a single. Okay, yeah, these are different. Amount probably most of those same. Yeah, no, they are different. Yes. So we can cross check any one of it. Let's say I'll copy this invoice 145. We'll go into transactions again and filter contains. Here we go. The amount is, we have taken this field, right? 3088 30818. You can voucher is 144. Voucher is 144. Over to you, Venkat. I think I'm done. Hello, Venkat. I think he dropped off.
Hi, Dhruv.
Is there a
Sorry.
Yeah,
possibility
hi.
to make the group by and summation on the values?
Yeah, we can. Everything can be taken care. So aggregation, so those are things available like some maximum average that you can do, right? You can do also group based on any particular value. Let's say that item or description. Uh, Likewise, let's say that you have a service industry and you have to reuse a single item, right? So that is which is
Mm-hmm.
basically non-inventory item. You can also do that. So that depending upon the values, it will take that and then group by.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Any questions from anyone? I know this was sort of a long, but I hope. Hi, Venkat.
Hi, Dhruv. Thank you so much for such an extensive session. I think we have a couple of questions in the chat. Let's quickly see
Yeah,
them.
sure.
So the first question from Anwar is, can you add one more field in the data model as balance, which is calculated display field in
Yeah, there is a
custtrans?
method. There is a method in the custtrans that can also be done. That can also be done. You can go back. There will be a new version when you save it. So this was just the, that sort of a customer transaction so that you can also have it. You can also add due date in order to see that when it is being, to do that. Sometimes there is this partial settlement. You can also add one more field called settled amount MSC or CUR. You can see from the transaction, right click and just go and just check that out. Venkat, you're on mute.
I have a couple of questions on electronic reporting, Dhruv.
Yeah.
So widely used report in India, which is GSTR 1, 2, and
Hmm.
3B, so
Hmm.
is being used by electronic reporting, right? If you can
Yeah.
quickly show us how that needs to be imported and how to use it, if it's not taking
Uh,
much time.
I don't think so that I do have that configuration right now.
No worries. We can do it in the next session. And
Yeah.
one more question on the MT940. I heard the Microsoft has released a new feature. You don't need MT940 anymore. Normal statement, you can convert it into MT940 and import it into D360 F&O using electronic reporting. By any chance, you have any idea on that new solution?
I have not explored it, but I think I saw one video, I think from Ramit only, that there are two legal, two data entities on which using that you can import it from the header and the line. Those entities are available.
Hey,
If
Ramit, are you there still with us?
Yeah, Venkat. Yeah, I think Dhruv is right. So from
Abhay, can you give
10:40
us some insights?
yeah. So Venkat, I don't know which topic or feature you're talking about, but there is a possibility you can use the data entities to import the bank statement. Okay, so for that you don't need any
Correct.
MT940. You just upload by the standard data entity and it will convert in a bank statement. Okay.
But will that work with advanced reconciliation?
Yeah, 100%.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
Ramit has uploaded on video showing that so also, I think.
yeah, correct.
Sure, maybe I'll check that. And by any chance, you have any idea on the remit on the GST side?
Yeah, see, if you have time, I can show, but I don't know how much time, and it was the session for Dhruv. So I think we can plan. I will, or Dhruv will take this up with the news next session. What do you think?
Yeah, that's also a good idea. Anyways, we have
Yeah,
planned 3 sessions.
yeah.
So this is second session, and next session maybe Dhruv can take it up.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dhruv. Thanks for your such an insightful session, and it was very hands-on session. And I hope all the audience will definitely like it. And whoever was not able to join here, I'll also upload the recording to Microsoft Ditiswa UGME YouTube channel. And I have given the link in the chat. Please do subscribe and like us, and you'll get notified once the video is uploaded. Thank you. Thanks, Dhruv.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
everyone.
everyone.
Have a nice weekend.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
See you all
Thank
again
you.
in our summit, which is going to happen in January. Thank you.